What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for as time progresses. I'm also going to talk about some new levels to be watching for on Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to be breaking down what came out for the economic data for today and what's happening for tomorrow as we have the FOMC minutes. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. So anyways, let's break down what's happening to the market so far. So what basically happened was the market was starting to uptrend quite nicely since we opened. It was holding up. And then we finally got these pieces of data that came out. The 3-month and the 6-month bill auctions were very close to expectations, a little bit lower on the 6-month side. And then finally, the 20-year bond auction ended up dropping to about 4.78%. That's actually lower than what the previous report was, and this caused the market to rip to the upside. So all this data came out, the market was very excited about this, the market was very happy, and this led to some upside that continued. So now that the market is uptrending, where are we likely going and what's happening with the charts? Well, right now, the market is very optimistic. It's continuing to push. It believes that the Fed is going to pause, and it's still pumping amidst the really good inflationary data that we got. And lots of data supported that narrative. Now, moving forward, tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the FOMC minutes coming out. This is going to be a recap of the FOMC meeting. So you basically don't have to worry about holding overnight or anything like that, because this data, this meeting data is not going to be coming out until 2 p.m. tomorrow. So we have some more time. And the market thus far has been very bullish approaching this big event, and we may remain bullish as we get closer. So right now on SPY, let me just show you this on the 4-hour first. We look very bullish, right? We're trying to break out. We're testing 454 as resistance. If this breaks, we're going to be flying for 455. And I just want to call out that on the daily time frame, if you look at the daily chart, okay, if we go back to the July period, you could see that we have this gap up here. It's a very nice gap that was left here. We basically broke resistance at 452, and I told you if we broke that, we were going to turn bullish. We broke it. Now we're approaching this gap to get filled very close to this 455 area. We also have this other gap around almost 456, but between 455 and 457, the resistance is going to get very tight, and it's going to be much more difficult for SPY to break that. So we're entering a very, very tricky zone to break. We're getting very close to it. So you want to be very careful at these higher levels. And we will see what happens with the next couple of days. As a reminder, okay, Nvda has earnings tomorrow after the market closes. This could pump the market higher, or it could cause the market to get a rug pull. You want to be very careful when news like that comes out, so we'll be watching that very carefully. Now, I just want to call out that right now, there's some very important levels to be watching for. We're going to be watching this resistance right here. I'm going to actually redraw this. We could put this a little higher. I think I accidentally lowered this. 454. If we break this, the next level is going to be very close to 455. But remember, resistance gets very tight at these levels. The market looks bullish. It looks like it's trying to break 454. We're still pushing up higher at the time I'm speaking. And we're on a very, very nice uptrend. But in order for this to continue to go higher, we need to see it not only break resistance, but hold up. And we're going to be watching to see how the different catalysts are going to affect this from the FOMC minutes. The market is very optimistic approaching the big event, but we'll have to see tomorrow at 2 p.m. Until then, we're still favoring the bulls. The market still looks bullish. For the QQQ, I told you if we break 388, we're going to be bullish. And as a result, this thing not just broke past 388, but it started to continue to push back to 390. And now we're approaching this 391 area. So it looks bullish. It's continuing to hold up. And we're seeing buyers just continually stepping in over and over again. This is once again favoring the bulls for the time being. We're going to be watching to see if this thing can try to close above 390 or at least hold it. If we fail to do so, we're going to be watching this support right here at 389.37. Then we have 389 below that, and then 388. As of right now, we're above 390. We're holding up very nicely, so watch that as another support. And we will see where it closes. It could try to push higher. It still looks bullish, and we will see from here. For Apple stock, Apple, I think, is doing a little bit better than what I was actually expecting. It's not just like chopping the stretch, but it's actually breaking the high. So if you look back at the charts, the next level is going to be 192. So this is actually doing better than expected. 192 is one level historically. We're getting very close to it. That's going to be where we have our resistance. For support, you're going to be watching 191. And as of right now, Apple is kind of shopping between 191 and 192. But if anything, it is still looking bullish, even stronger than what I was expecting. And that's actually very good for the market for the time being. So Apple has helped contribute to the upside we're seeing. So are other tickers out there and the amount of optimism thus far. It looks bullish. It looks like it's trying to get higher, getting very close to 192. If it breaks that, watch 192.5. We're getting closer to these resistance levels. Apple is still holding up, so do not turn too bearish until we get confirmation of a breakdown. To turn more bearish, you want to see it lose 191. I would say like 190 flat is where it would turn bearish if we lose that. And 188. We're not really that close to that, so it still favors the bulls by some margin. Looking at Nvda, this is still looking strong, and this did almost exactly what we were predicting. Basically, we were talking about this thing retesting 500, respecting this trend line and a nice uptrend. Nvda is doing that. We're testing 500. We'll see if this could break or not. Either way, a good amount of the move has been made, and Nvidia is going to be fighting for 500. If it manages to break that, we could be looking for another push for 505. Nvidia looks bullish overall and is holding up very, very nicely. Now, on top of all of this, although Nvidia is holding up, make sure you watch support at 498, and we have like 495 below that. Watch 500 as resistance, and I think that there's a good chance Nvidia is going to try to hold up. We're going to be watching not just 505. I think I want to call out this level right here, 502. That's where the pre-market high was previously. If it manages to like hold above 500, watch 502, 504 to 505, and then we have 508 and then 510 above that. As of right now, looks bullish. Looks like it's trying to break out more. So watch resistance. No, Nvidia is holding up nicely, approaching its earnings. But we'll have to see what happens after Nvidia's earnings. Things could change, but just be very careful. Earnings are once again tomorrow after the market closes. Now, last but not least, we have the one and only Tesla stock. Tesla is still looking kind of weak, trading very sideways. There was a lot of news about Elon Musk that came out all weekend long, and Tesla's broken this support trend line. So now we're just kind of shopping between our supply and demand zones. So we have like 231 to 232 acting as support, and our resistance for the day has been very close to 235 to 236. It's been just stuck going back and forth and back and forth. It's going to likely continue to do that for the rest of the day. And then the real move could be made tomorrow after we get either Nvidia's earnings or the FOMC minutes are released at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll be watching that. One thing that's a little bearish about Tesla is we have an inverse cup and handle that's forming, which suggests that there could be some downside if something big happens. Even though that's the case, I'm not super bearish or super bullish, though. I'm still in the middle, and I need to see 230 break to turn more bearish. I need to see this thing try to break above 238 to turn more bullish. We're just stuck back and forth for now, and it's going to likely continue on the trend until one of those levels breaks. But right now, Tesla's very boring, going back and forth and back and forth. There's not much going on. There's some buyers defending it, but at the same time, the sellers are there. It's not keeping up with the rest of the market because there's been so much bad news for it involving Elon Musk and other things like that. So just be patient. We will see which way it goes. And just know that Tesla's not the best stock to be day trading right now. It's just kind of stuck. But regardless of what happens, the future is still very bright for this company. All right, so that's what I have for this one. I hope this intraday video was helpful for you guys, and I'll be back later on for another update right after the market closes. All right, thank you again. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.